Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna. And welcome to the We Watch It
All podcast. I don't know what you stopped for.
Because all of a sudden you just got low.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Maybe you got to get those ears checked because I'm like right here. Play it back.
Where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for. I'm not sure.
And no one should hit the mic. You know what? We are surrounded by
it's a lot.
WHO
No.
REs.
No.
Yes, because in the streets, we got beep, beep, beep.
Yeah,
why are you setting a fire?
Someone's fire alarm's going off.
And now someone
is drilling a picture into a wall. Sorry, Cooper.
Let me get a handle on that drill.
Cooper's got one eye closed and like it's a twitch. Like,
and you know what? You know what's so sad for these cats? Screw us. They just open their advent calendar, which is catnip based, fully catnip. Literally, it is. It's drugs.
Let's just say their high is wiped away.
Yeah, they were seeing 4 of us, and now they're at that.
You're a little loud. I feel like you're yelling.
I'm farther from the mic.
Okay, I was gonna say because I feel like you're kind of yelling at me.
Maybe I am.
Maybe you could sit closer. Come snug closer to mommy. Here comes the rain.
And now we have a downpour of rain. Are you serious?
Maybe that's why the firemen left because they just figured, oh shit, the rain will take care of it. I mean, it only took the firemen like how long to show up?
15 minutes. I did a whole sign language lesson, and I've read half of a book.
It was sad.
You know why they took so long to get here?
Because
they thought it was us.
I wouldn't be surprised. Not us personally, our building.
Yeah, we've never set that off.
No,
but other people in our building...
We've been pretty good lately, though.
Lately? We've never set it off once.
Not us. I mean, our building.
Our building, yeah. Oh, here comes the rain. Now he's scared of the rain. It sounds like someone just threw water at our window. All right, well, here, just in case you're...
Do I need to open the window now? Again?
No. In case you're wondering what we're watching today, because you might be like, am I on the We Talk About It All podcast? You're not.
No.
We're watching Season 8 of The Real Housewives of OC.
County.
Okay.
Well, both ways now they know. If somebody,
Sure. So we'll introduce our wives, and then
I'll let you do that because that seems to be the bulk of your...
Oh my God, stop.
She has no notes, basically. She's just going to chime in on mine, she said, which is fine.
I was just watching. So we have Vicky.
Don't we all wish we could just watch instead of take notes?
No, it's just I forgot.
I know, but you got to remember, there's a lot more episodes now. It's...
Yeah,
like, instead of just
arcs now.
See, folks, instead of there just being one trip, there could be 2 trips.
Yeah.
Instead of just like one major event, there could be like
of season 9, and they already went on a trip. Even though it was just
a trip
3 of
and
them.
events. Like it's
All right, so we have Vicky, Heather, Alexis, Tamra, Gretchen, and our new housewife, Lydia. That's
Lydia's weird, but you know what? Lydia served her purpose. She was there to get all the girls talking again, and in a weird way, she got majority of them. But you know, how long it's gonna last, I don't know. But none of these girls can just let each other talk to each other. Like nobody can ever. I don't know if you've noticed this about them. Nobody can ever make up without somebody else having a problem. Like if somebody, all you ever hear them say is, "Oh, someone has to be the bigger person. Someone's got to be the bigger person to talk to them or to start the conversation and get things moving in the right direction." But then when somebody does decide, like, you know what, I just don't want to fight with this person anymore. It's just stupid. Life is too short. Blah blah blah. They get pissed that like, oh, you're forgiving them.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying in our last episode, where you'll truly never have a cohesive housewife group ever again. Because here's the thing, right? So if we had
somebody's always going to be mad at somebody.
Well, because even if you bring somebody new in, and the new girl's like, well, they seem nice and they're treating me nice, but she came in as friends of so and so.
Yeah, there you have a problem.
Well, now they have a problem because now your friend is.
Yeah, that's kind of what almost happened to Lydia. She was almost kind of judged on the fact that like Alexis was bringing her in.
So you'll never have one like now. This is the true starting point of like where it all went downhill, and you'll never have a cohesive housewife group again because this first initial fight. And it's the same with all of them. Like even if you think about it in New Jersey, if you come in and you're the new housewife and you're close with Melissa, well, you can't be friends with Teresa, and if you're friends with Teresa, then you're not going to be friends with Jennifer, and you've been Dolores is Switzerland, so you can't be friends with her.
But I do think that it just shows that Vicky can tout that she's the OG, she's the original, blah blah blah. The fact of the matter is that show didn't kick off until Tamra and Gretchen got on it. So
yeah, which I know there's always a big thing about, Orange County started it all, but Ramona's constant saying is New York truly put Housewives on the map.
No, I think they did, but because then I think Bravo caught onto the right
New York,
mix
Atlanta.
of, the right formula for how the show should go down.
Yeah.
And once they did, they got on board. They got Tamara, they got Gretchen, and that changed it. The beginning one was just like a documentary kind of.
Even
that's
the
feel
first
of it.
3 really were until you
It was
had
just the documentary kind of
Tamara
feel.
and Gretchen come on so that they could fight, which, But by then, you already had New York stepping on. You had all the other guys joining on. So, in a sense, now you had this multiverse of housewives.
So, the big events that kind of happened this season, I would have to say, was the opening of Cut Fitness.
Yeah.
Tamara's fitness studio. It's not really a gym. It's a studio. Brianna having her baby boy, Troy. Vicky held the end of the year party, which was a little winter wonderland type theme.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was any other real big. Oh, the salsa dancing event. When they went salsa dancing, that was another big one.
Yeah.
And then there was also, throughout this whole thing, it was this season that what's her name held the bowling event.
No, that was last season.
That was last season. Okay, I was getting confused. And then the trips for the season were the bachelor party to Mexico and Lydia's Whistler trip to Canada.
Yeah.
That was the only trips, right? Those two.
Yeah, I think so. They didn't do many.
Yeah, no, it's just those 2 trips. But you're already starting to see like multiple, everybody's hosting events. And Gretchen proposing to Slade. That was another big one.
All right, should we go to the wives and their storylines?
Yeah.
All right, well, I have Vicky first, as always. So Vicky's storyline is, like you said, Brianna kind of having her baby and her not letting Brooks really, like, in the house, but her kind of hanging around Brooks, really. It's kind of like...
Yeah, on and off again. They made a deal, the son-in-law and Brianna, that if they moved in, paid rent, which we all know Vicky wants them to live with her, Brooks would not come around. It wasn't that they didn't want Brooks around Vicky. They do, but they said, that's your business. They don't want him around them and the baby.
Yeah.
So...
But essentially, like, the daughter never looks like she really left the house, so he would really never truly be able to come around the house, really.
Well, no, because she has the baby, so she really...
has nowhere to go.
Yeah, she had nowhere to go. And then plus, on top of it, like let's put it this way. For Brooks to come over, like, she would have to go somewhere significant. Even if she went to the food store with him or took him out shopping, it's not like, what is he going to come over, like, in the afternoon? Yeah. So it was never like...
But my thing, too, is what's weird is, like... Even though they said, he can kind of come over when we're not there, it didn't seem like that because they always made a big stink about him having these cameras put in the son-in-law, that he's watching them. There's cameras that she felt like she couldn't bring him around.
He was a little, I remembered him being a little weird, a little controlling, a little odd. And they tried to blame a lot of it on his,
he's going to war
and stuff like that. I'm sorry. Because the way he acted at the end of the season was unacceptable. There was no reason for that.
That's literally my one comment on, like,
there was
Vicky's
no
whole
reason
thing.
for
It's like the fact that he got away with yelling at Lydia's mom. If you don't remember, basically she walked in, she wanted to put her feet up because her feet hurt.
Well, I think she had her feet up. I think she did have her feet up, which is fine. Take your feet off the person's furniture or go out and lay on a lounge chair. Yeah. But
he was upset. He was like, "Who are you?" And she was like, "Well, who are you?" And he's like, "I own the house." But the thing is, it's more.
Well, he went to say, I live here," or something like that.
Yeah, he said, he goes, "I own," and then he goes, "I live here." But the thing is, like, it's the fact that he, like, constantly just made up a whole different scenario.
That's what annoyed me.
He's like, he's like, she cursed at me.
When it was him that was doing all the F words.
And she literally told him, please don't say the F word around me. Yeah. Like, she's like, please don't say that. And he's the one dropping it and saying,
and being real nasty, saying he'll kick her out. He don't care who she is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of your mother-in-law's friends, or a friend of your mother-in-law. So, like, I just don't understand.
And the thing is, too, it's like, hello? Oh, it's telling me the rain's going to stop soon. Don't worry, guys.
Good. Fire must be out soon then.
Yeah, probably. What was I just going to say?
About the son-in-law.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go and then maybe it'll refresh you. My thing with that whole thing was, listen, I'm sure he was drunk. because he was drinking.
Yeah,
he had a cup, like it looked like a coffee cup, but it was not coffee. There was no way. He had something in the cup. It was like one of those hot cold cups. He definitely had something in there. So let's just say between his anxiety of having to get ready to go to war, and he was only home for this week.
Now there's a dog in the hall.
Yeah, dog fight. To come home for this weekend, and he was anxious that he had to go back or whatever the story was, and he had drank. What I did not like was that Brianna was like, we're not going to talk bad about my husband because he's over in Afghanistan. No, nobody needs to talk bad about him. But you do need to take accountability that what he said was not true. And it was a lie. Whether he was protecting your mother's house or not, that's fine. But you should say, listen, I am sorry for him cursing at you. He had a little bit too much to drink, plus how he was anxious about going to the war. That wasn't right. And, okay. It's just Alarm Central.
I'm so sorry. All right,
but that's what I didn't like, was that she wouldn't even address the fact that Lydia's mom didn't. Like, they kind of still left it like Lydia's mom instigated this, and she clearly didn't.
No, she didn't do anything. I mean,
the whole thing.
The worst thing she said was like, oh, you want me to throw some fairy dust on you? But when you see her step out of the thing, she said, I thought he was joking, I thought he was kidding around the way he first came in and said it to me. So she was like, you throw some fairy dust on to calm you down. Like, she clearly thought it was a joke. Okay.
Yeah, it was just, the whole thing was kind of handled, I think, poorly, because I think Vicky knew that it was not done right. Bill, Vicky's brother, is trying to, like, I think stick up for Vicky to a certain degree, where he's trying to, like, say, you have to like, what am I trying to say? Like, you have to, I know, oh my God.
You now?
Hold on. Like, I'm trying to say, like, Vicky's brother is trying to stick up for her and say, I understand you're here. I understand you made agreements and whatever's with her,
house.
But it is her ultimate house.
His name is not on that
and if
at
she
all.
wants to change her mind and have him over, well then, and that's what she had to, I think Vicky had to come to terms with that. If she wanted that, she was going to have to let them move out. And quite honestly, I think that's perfect that they should move out, because you're a grown woman. And why do you need someone to help you take care of a baby while your husband's in Afghanistan? Like, I don't understand that. Like, doesn't other husbands go away to work? I know you don't get a break, that means, but it's one baby.
Yeah.
Like, it's just you and a baby. It's not like you got two and you're being tag teamed. I mean, although she goes ahead and gets herself, pregnant, but, that's another thing.
I swore, though, the guy that she was with looked a little bit more like the guy Carolyn Manzo's daughter is married to, or whoever he was. No. I swore that's who it was. No. And then my only other comment on Vicky was really the reunion with Brooks, which to me it's just like, I don't understand how she can be with Brooks after in the reunion. He literally admitted to saying that he told her son-in-law to hit her daughter, and it's like,
keep her in line. Yeah, and I could see him doing everything. It's so weird. Like, you don't want to say that about people because you don't want to prejudge them, but I could see him doing 90% of what they say he's doing.
And even though clearly, here's the thing, the issue is, which I think Brooks might have even said, that the son-in-law is a liar. He lied with the Lydia thing. Like, I think he kind of tried to bring that up and nobody was paying attention to him. Like, you could go down that route and say, well, he lied about that, right?
Well, that would be smart if Brooks was smart. He would try to push that, because this will make, whatchamacallit.
Well, the issue was there was a recording of it, which Vicky didn't want to listen to, which is the same thing I said as soon as Brooke came on the scene in that episode.
I think it's like what
she doesn't want to admit the truth, which Heather said.
Heather said, like, if you hear it, then you'll have to admit it's true. But it's like, and the thing was like, their whole thing was like, okay, well, Brooks and even her, they were like, well, I was drunk when I said that. I was drunk. Well, your true self comes out when you're drunk. So much about both Vicky and Brooks came out this season, in my opinion. There was so much stuff that came out between what Lori came on the scene, started saying,
which I love that the daughter was like.
I mean, I know a lot of it. Well, some of it came out during the season, but a lot of it came out at the end, where, like, 1 minute the daughter wasn't. That's what I thought was funny. She don't want to talk about her husband who's in Afghanistan, but man, she threw her mother down, really, like, because they were talking about how Brooke sent an email to the mom, to Vicky, saying, like, I love you, and I would, could you leave Don and stuff like that. And so obviously he was pursuing her. They had said that the reason they didn't like her, and Tamara said it too, was that they felt he was studying her and watching the show and learning how to handle her.
Because when you listen to him speak, he says everything that she needs to hear.
He definitely feels like someone.
The opposite of Dawn.
Yeah, he definitely feels like he studied her. And he makes one comment that was the one comment for me. when they were at a restaurant, he said, so, like, we're gonna get back to, we're together or something like that. In my book, we're gonna have a great life, we're gonna do something on this journey or something. And then he said something, and make lots of money. Now, granted, I know it was right after they came off of this Vicky's vodka trip that they took.
Yeah, which he doesn't really have any stake in, it seems like. He just found the people for her, but he doesn't actually have, like, any holds in the company. We don't
really know if she pays him for something or consulting or something. I could see her doing that if she buys him teeth.
They have a joint bank account. Like, I wonder if they ever disconnected that bank account, ever.
I don't know. She probably didn't, because she's stupid.
Is also... oh God, I can't remember what I was saying. She's always saying, "Oh, we're off, we're on and off again, off." But every time you see her, it seems like she's with him. Like, they're not really ever.
I think she just says that.
I feel like she was just saying that.
I think she was just saying that to keep everybody, like, from pestering her. The same way Gretchen didn't want.
What the hell is that town?
Something over there settling.
All right.
I think the same way that, like, Gretchen didn't want to tell anybody at the end of the thing that she got engaged or something, because she didn't want them to harass her and stuff, which I get it. You don't want someone ruining that for you. But yeah, I had the same thing. Vicky's constantly pretending she's breaking up and getting back together with him, and there's a lot of stuff that comes out where she hears that he's dating other people. Lori comes, which nobody questioned it till the reunion. I think somebody asked, I think it was Andy actually that asked, when Lori came and said that one of her daughter's friends, who's like a porn star, was dating him or was with him or whatever she was doing. She actually said she does a lot of things for money. So it could just be as simple as that. You didn't hear that?
No, I'm not questioning that. I'm questioning the fact that I just heard next door. I heard the drill gun go zzz, and then I heard a girl go, ouch. So
no, she's in the hallway.
Oh.
Unless she's just that good. But yeah, Lori came on the scene and started a lot of trouble for Vicky.
Yeah, Lori came back and she understood what the purpose of Housewives was.
Lori, oh yeah, no, she came back. Apparently, back in the day when Lori was getting married, an email came on the scene from her ex-mother-in-law saying that she shouldn't marry him or something, or a lot of, like, negative talk about him. So Vicky got it. They sent it to Vicky for whatever reason and said, do what you want with this, but I feel I have to warn you. So instead of Vicky going to Lori, she apparently showed it to, at the time, Tammy, Duff, all those ones that were there.
No, Gina.
No, she gave it to Gina. Oh. But when you listen to the reunion, Lori says it went all around the circuit. You showed it to Tammy, you showed it to Duff.
Oh, it's like all in the office.
Yeah.
Much, yeah.
Well, I don't know about all that, but whoever was in the office at the time, and that's who.
Which would have made sense because Duff worked.
And then she said, you gave it to Gina for whatever reason, and Gina chose to, like, put it out there to everybody.
Well, yeah, that's Gina.
Yeah, so and Vicky said, I was looking for advice. Well, she should have went to Lori. Always is the case. Never go to the person anything's about. Why would you do that? So Lori has an opportunity to, I feel like she totally used Gretchen, knowing that Gretchen was pissed at her, as the catalyst to get stuff out there about her. She was clever the way she said it. She said she was in bed with another woman and a man. She said, now I don't know what was going on, but she led Gretchen to think like
something happened.
Something was going on, something mischievous or whatever. So of course, Gretchen, when she retells the story, uses her own terminology and says, oh, Vicky's having a threesome, which we all know Vicky's going to go ballistic. And where do they have to find that out? Oh, on the hills of Canada. Yeah. But that's a whole nother thing. But Lori definitely came back to stir up trouble. And
I feel like they were testing her to see if they wanted to bring her back.
Not for nothing, but here's the thing. There was rumors, I think, about that back in the day, about bringing her back possibly. Here's the thing, though. I do agree with Gretchen to a certain degree. I feel like Gretchen is beating this into the ground about stuff they said about Jeff, which was how many seasons ago? 2? I mean, come on now.
No, more.
Yeah, it's just like, come on. I understand it can piss you off, it can make you mad, but, like, she does have a point. Here's Vicky doing all these things that, yes, her marriage wasn't great, this wasn't that, whatever. She's claiming that she did cheat on Don. That was the other thing that came out. Yeah, she did admit to cheating on Don. And Don cheated on her, and two wrongs don't make a right, and whatever. Yeah, she was trying to say, like, that's not...
It's okay because they both cheated on each other.
Yeah, it was like they considered it like a wash. But I see what Gretchen's saying is, like, you actually did what you keep accusing me of doing. So you are a hypocrite. And then Vicky doesn't understand those words. So, like, I can see why Gretchen is so mad at her, because you're calling her out on something you clearly did, and it's just wrong.
All right, we'll do Heather next. Heather didn't really have much. I literally have one comment for Heather, and it has nothing to do with Heather.
Well, then what would you put?
Well, first off, her storyline is that she's getting the job at the acting role on Hot in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And that she feels like Terry isn't supporting her. And which in the reunion, she admitted the whole reason why it wasn't, why their fight started was because he wanted onion rings at their clam bake. Which my one comment was justice for Terry and his onion rings. Simple. He deserved those onion rings.
He gets them, don't worry.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen, there's nothing better than a good onion ring, especially when it's good. So I understand.
And he wanted he
wanted some good onion rings, okay?
Yeah. So she goes up for she actually gets offered Hot in Cleveland, and that was just a guest spot, and also a recurring role, I think, possibly on Malibu Country. Well, it was like supporting
to possibly recurring.
Yeah, on Malibu Country, which became a big thing because apparently. Gretchen claims she was offered a role. Alexis claims she was offered a role, and whatever. And it became like a big to-do that Heather doesn't want to share that spotlight. That's her thing, is she's acting. Also, that they're selling.
Well, it was also more that the fight over the Malibu Country was because of the bridal party.
Oh, that was the other thing that was annoying, was that I guess she invited everybody to come see her Hot in Cleveland. I think that's the other reason she got a little pissed at Gretchen.
Yeah.
Was because when she was looking to see where Gretchen was, because they were getting along, she was like nowhere to be found. I don't know what they were doing, and they never established what they were doing.
They were coming from that San Diego trip that her and Slade had went on. And they came down and they got there late. And then there was something on the phone that they were trying to do.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing.
They kept walking, like, out. Yeah. And she's like, I don't know how to do it. And she's like, you have to do it for me. And he's like, well, come with me to do it. And then they,
I don't know what it
left
was,
and they become... I don't know. I couldn't really tell.
So I think that was part of the other reason that she was mad at her, was because she knew she wasn't there. 'Cause she actually, like, you see her mouth the phrase to Terry, like, like, where is Gretchen and Slade? Yeah. But I also I didn't like what I don't like what I know what she said. If they pretended like they were all happy and rosy and blah blah blah, it wouldn't be true. But I just don't like the way they fight. I don't like to watch Heather and Terry fight, because I think Terry's really just genuinely trying to be funny.
I think he's joking. And he just doesn't.
Yeah, and I think unless she just wants him to be serious, and he just won't. And maybe he's always a jokester, which it does seem like he is. But I am glad that one thing I have to say about Heather is she does always work through things with people for the most part. Either she says it's no more, we're not going to be any more, or she works through it. So, I mean, I was glad to see them, work through that. And then apparently they're selling their house and building a new one.
Yeah.
So, like you said, what kind of offer could you have gotten?
$16 million.
16?
Plus little over $16 million is what they got, which the whole thing was because Terry said, well, if I take this offer, I don't have to work as much, and we can buy the new home. But that's what I'm saying. How much is $16 million? Like, how much is to build the whole new house and buy that lot? It must be under $60 million that they'll have enough extra money left over for him to just take some time off. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
He doesn't, though. Well, I can spoiler on that.
I figured.
I mean, how could he when he goes into what's that show that he has with?
I don't know.
He's got a plastic surgery show with.
I don't know it. I don't like plastic surgery.
No, I know. I'm just saying though, with Beverly Hills wife.
Yeah, no, I know the wife you're talking about. It's the husband. He's got black hair.
Yeah.
Short.
Why can't I think of their names? They have the Adrian Malouf.
Yeah, the Maloufs.
The Maloufs. Yeah.
Is it Paul?
Paul. There it is. Paul. It's a roundabout way we found him. Yeah, Paul and him have their own. I think that's when they start that show. Forget, it's where they make they fix botched.
Yeah.
They fix botched up surgeries. Yeah. Which is I mean, I don't like that show either, but I have to give them props. That's an interesting twist on it. Like, it's to just kind of be on that. But
we started season 9 episode 1 and they're already going in to play in the house and he's in his scrubs, so how much could he step back?
He's not working, please. He's still gotta be bringing in that money.
I know, I'm just saying,
you can't not be not working.
And then Alexis I have next, who really her storyline is stepping back from everything, kind of like all the jobs now and just being a mom.
Well, she got fired from Fox 5. Let's call it what it is.
She really
has a new hairdo.
Which is my only comment on it. I don't like her hair.
Yeah. I kind of do and I kind of don't. I don't know. I don't know.
It's weird.
I liked the hair she had the first season she was on. It wasn't quite as short as that one. It was a little bit longer, but it wasn't as long as that long hair.
Yeah.
It was like kind of like a little bit past her shoulder.
I don't know. I don't think I liked the curls because it looked like she had like long hair that she did like tight curls to pull up.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. It looked weird. I didn't like it.
Jim is still kind of keeping himself off scene and off screen.
Yeah, my only other comment was about Jim. Was that I knew what that hat was for.
Yeah.
He's going bald. Both my comments on them are about their hair.
Yeah. He does mention his
baldness.
thinning hairs.
I think it's one of those bonus like clips that they have in the middle where they put a commercial clip in a commercial.
It comes in the comments on it. Yeah, you could tell he still doesn't want to be on the show. He only films pretty much with Alexis. I think he was in...
He came to the finale
finale, and he came to the salsa.
Yeah,
was he in the salsa, or no, she was by herself?
I think she was by herself. He was working, yeah. She was by herself for the salsa, I'm pretty sure. But the finale part, I only really noticed him, one, because Alexis was just crying and wiping her eyes on his $1,000 scarf.
Yeah.
And then two, when the whole thing was going down with the son-in-law, he's sitting there with Eddie on the couch, and he gets up and he has like a whole tray of like cookies just for himself that he was eating.
I don't know if they were for himself, but I don't know why he was holding them.
Though. It was either him and Eddie were going ham on the cookies or something. It was something that I was like,
Oh, he has a new venture. He is doing Sky Zone, which is a trampoline park.
Those are fun, but...
So listen, I have to give him props for one thing. You know what? And I understand what they're saying. You know, he calls himself an entrepreneur. But I have to say, listening to Alexis, they are true entrepreneurs. Because entrepreneurs are always coming up with the next best thing. Once they're done with something, you move on to the next best thing. That's what an entrepreneur does.
I do feel like at the time when this season was airing, this trampoline parks were like really big.
Yeah,
like
no, they
2012.
were. And it sounds like he opened a couple of them, not just one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's smart. You know, I mean, you can't fault the guy for that. I mean, she mentioned... Like, she was rattling off something where, I don't know who she was talking about. Maybe it was to Vicky or somebody. But it was in her interview. And she said, you name it, we've produced it. We've had it. We've created it. We've sold it. We have opened this business, that build it. She has something about high chairs, like something for a high chair cover, car seats, like... She named a lot of stuff, but you know what? That's what an entrepreneur does. They keep going for the next best thing. So I give him props for that. Obviously, he's working to some degree because every time you saw him, he was in that Sky Zone, and he was in a Sky Zone T-shirt as if he was working behind the counter, you know, wherever he was needed. So you know, I mean, I don't like Jim that much, but you can't fault him for that. It definitely sounds like he was hustling. So Tamara and her weren't speaking. Gretchen and her weren't speaking. She's only speaking to Vicky and Lydia, who she just brought on the scene. A little bit of Heather. It depended on which day it was.
She really spoke to Heather when they were bringing up the Malibu country so she can knock down Gretchen about it. Like, she was like, yeah, I got the same exact call as you, but we didn't have to go in and the dress shopping and and that's really when she was only speaking to her, was to like take down Gretchen.
Yeah.
Next I have Tamara. Her storyline is really, you know, starting the gym and things like that.
Yeah, she's opening the gym with Eddie. He is 49% partner and she's 51, so she made sure she still had more stock than him in it. Even though, to be honest, watching that, I mean, well, this season you really see it because they were like open officially, where you see them actively. Season 9, where you actively see people in the gym. I mean, he's doing classes and stuff, but I mean, it does feel like she gave him exactly what he wanted, like his own fitness studio, and it's really sad to see what happens to him later on. You'll have to keep watching because...
What the hell? Yeah, also she's spoiling stuff for me during these whole shows.
What? No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
When?
Because you'll be like, yeah, I really think it turns out fine for her, or no, she gets through this, or da-da-da-da-da. You have been spoiling the show, you fool.
I
told you about this the other day. And now you just told me something bad happens with him that I have to wait it out and to see. Well, you're a fool.
Sorry.
You fool.
So they go to Mexico for the bachelorette party. See, this is where I'm having my problems. Gretchen, when she came back and told them that she got engaged, like, they just said casually, I didn't think it was written in stone, because here's my thing. I'm sure Tamara has, like, real people, real friends somewhere. I'd like to believe she does. That would actually be at her.
Well, she did the first season when she joined, and it was still
I don't know if they fall off these friends or what happens. Like, that's what I'd love to know. Like, do the people that you were friends with, like, still talk to you? Yeah, because
they always seem like they don't hang out with the people outside of the show.
No, it's either. And but they don't seem like they're hanging out with other people either.
Yeah, but I'm saying on the off seasons of filming.
I don't know. But, so, like, they made a comment that Heather could handle the bridal shower and Gretchen could handle the bachelor party. Now, granted, that was when she was on the outs with Vicky, and she also started to make a little bit of amends with Vicky as well, because she just realized it's not worth it, and all she needs to do is just not talk about Brooks, and hopefully that is the way to go, and she'll learn her lesson herself. But Gretchen took it really upon herself to do this whole bachelor party, even though Vicky was coming and Lydia was coming and Heather was coming. It didn't matter. Like, she really wanted to be the one to, like, run the whole show, I feel like, so she can get all of the credit. Now, when you plan a bachelor party, granted, the maid of honor might do the most, but she wasn't even a maid of honor. She wasn't anything in the wedding. As a matter of fact, the only ones that were in the wedding was Vicky and Heather. And her maid of honor was a guy, Ricky.
But they weren't fighting by the time the wedding aired, I think they were fighting.
Oh yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, like,
in the wedding anyway.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, it was an odd pick for her to be the one to be, like, solo, and she bought, like, so much extra crap that she didn't need to buy all that stuff. So they go to Mexico, and they don't tell her where she's going. So which I wanted to know. They made her pack 2 suitcases. Where was the second suitcase left?
Yeah, the cab driver bring it back home?
I don't know. I only saw her with one, so did they tell her to pick one over the other? I don't know, but I thought that was weird.
That didn't make any sense.
Who's to say that you have 2 suitcases to pack all your undies and all your makeup, and, like, that's where my thing was, like, you still, underwear is underwear, whether it's in the cold or it's in the...
Yeah, if they went to, like, a...
Like, she made a good point. Like, which one do I pack the bride t-shirt in? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, like, also, like, if you're going to somewhere that's cold, a snowsuit and boots would take up more than another thing. So it's kind of like...
I thought they could have told Eddie, just tell her to pick both warm and cold, and then you just... pack whatever, or I don't know. I thought they could have done something. Yeah, it was just weird. I thought it was cute but then I was like, okay, I don't get it.
Were you really gonna take her somewhere cold? She's explicitly telling you how much she hates cold, so you just automatically give her a bad bachelorette party to take her somewhere cold.
Kind of where people go for bachelorette parties.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, it didn't make any sense.
No, but they take her down there, and Heather's dinner was priceless. She just kept talking about how wonderful it is, how wonderful it's going to be, the food's going to be great, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden they get there and they're like, I don't understand this restaurant. I don't understand the menu. And you could tell Heather was getting annoyed. Heather's on a different level than them.
Yeah.
That's what's sad. Like, her version of a bachelor party is nothing as to what theirs is. I mean, I feel like she tried to get along and get into it, but hers is nothing like what they... No, nothing at all. I mean, I commend her for staying when the Mexican strippers showed up. Because that was absolute mayhem.
Yeah,
I am glad Lydia left the bachelor party, because she would have lost her giblets probably. And
I honestly, it probably would have been interesting to see her reaction to it, but because Heather was already losing it, and so
Heather was over there with rubber gloves and the Perel spray, like hand sanitizer. The hand
sanitizer that said, "Did you touch your genitals?"
Yeah, she was just throwing it on people, and I really believe that was the nicest thing she could have done for them, because it was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
I don't know what was going on there, but the best part was the first night was after they went to Heather's dinner. Heather and Gretchen go to the bathroom. They obviously had a car that they were using, a limo service or whatever that they had for the night, and they go to the bathroom, and when they come out, they're nowhere to be found. And you see them, like, that's the other thing I didn't like that they didn't address more, was like, you clearly see Vicky is trying to ditch them.
Yeah.
She's pulling Lydia and Tamara down the stairs going, no, don't worry about it, let's just... But then in the whole thing, she kept acting like, no, we were trying to look for you, and you knew we were at Andalays and stuff, which I agree with Heather. I'm not going to traipse all over Mexico when I don't know where things are. I know Vicky goes there, and Andalays is her stomping ground, and she clearly, you could see them, they walked right to it and knew how to get there.
Yeah.
But no, you're not driving around, so I understand why they went home. I mean, if I was Gretchen for that, pissed I would have been. I would have been pissed off. But,
Well, because their point was to really, like, she's going to get so drunk the first night that the next day she's going to ruin
said
all
she
their
didn't want to do that.
activities.
Yeah, she said she didn't want to do that.
It's going to create a domino effect.
Yeah. That trip was pretty funny, I think. Also, Tamara's other big things where she's now officially living with Eddie. She goes bridal dress shopping. She has like a party aside from the opening of the Cut Fitness. She has like a party, which didn't make much sense to me. I mean, I know she had like a dinner or something for the girls to show them the
building before it was finished.
Yeah, I mean, I know she still had a grand opening before the building was finished as well, but just to get memberships, like she was allowed to be up and running and get membership and start memberships or something before it actually opened.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand that whole dinner thing. But they let Alexis come,
which to me, what was so funny was, I mean, so bold of Tamara. I mean, obviously, like we said last week, we were talking about the inviting somebody that you didn't know that you just met to a party type of thing. But like, I like the fact that she so Vicky was coming, and she let Vicky bring Alexis as like her support. Yeah. But then she let Alexis bring her friend Lydia as her support. Well, which to me, I've been like, after the boat situation, I don't want to meet any more of Alexis's friends.
But here's the thing: you already knew that Lydia was the new housewife.
That's what I think. So it's
you can't say no.
She knew it was different.
I think that's kind of why Tamara let Alexis come, because she knew that was the way to enter Lydia into the scene. I mean, maybe there could have been a better way, I'm sure, but I think that was why that whole thing. Well, it was either
that or the magazine with Heather.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was the only other option. But like, this is a good way just to have her dive right off into the thing.
But the way the season started, Tamara was talking only to Gretchen. She wasn't talking to Vicky. She wasn't talking to Alexis. She was talking to Heather. So my computer. So she, throughout the season, is one of the ones that I was talking about earlier, where she decides to make up with Alexis. She decides to make up with Vicky. And
attempts. They kind of had like an on and off again thing.
They were kind of on and off, but it was like, but they were still cordial. They could still be in each other's company and be fine. Okay, they didn't like what each other did, but like she couldn't even tolerate Alexis. So Lydia got her to like kind of make up with her and work, just agree to disagree and just like let things go. And she actually, I think, even apologized to Alexis too. So, which I don't understand why Gretchen had such a problem with her working things out with her, because she worked things out with her in the beginning of the first season, and everybody was supposed to understand why Tamara thought it was like okay to say, listen, we are trying here and we're going to try to be better. So I would have thought she would have understood it better, but oh well, there's nothing you can do about it.
Gretchen next?
Yeah.
Her storyline, at first, I forgot to update this, but her storyline was kind of thinking about having a baby at first with Slade.
Figuring out what she has to do.
It was it was just really more getting serious with Slade.
Yeah.
Like, to the point to obviously ending with her proposing to him.
Which, like, there were so many comments about, like, the whole proposal thing, which I thought it was weird, too, because she made, like, a whole big thing, which would have been really lovely. But, like, not one of the girls was there. And I understand that.
Well, she did explain and break it down to
I
why...
get it. But
Vicky doesn't like Slade. Me and Tamara are kind of on the outs. Me and Alexis are still kind of weird. And I think Lydia, she said she just didn't know well enough.
Yeah, she didn't know.
And I don't remember. And her and Heather were fighting as well. So there was really nobody to invite. And I feel like at that point, she kind of probably knew. And this doesn't seem well. I'm not coming back next season. I'm not going to rope everybody into everything. Yeah, especially by the reunion, you could tell
she was done. Yeah,
she was not coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, because she doesn't talk to Vicky. She doesn't talk to Alexis.
She pretty much ends with talking to nobody. And by the end of the reunion,
she's nobody's
there's
really
nobody
talking
she's
to her.
talking to really.
She but like I said, she's trying to have the baby. She's trying to figure out what she has to do to have a baby. Slade has a new job. He's a radio personality, and he is still making fun of Vicky on the radio now instead of on the comedy stage.
Well, now instead of randomly trying to book a random comedy stage, now it's on the internet forever, and now everybody can hear it
on the internet. They finally do address what's been going on in the press with his son, that his son is very sick and is having surgeries. They don't kind of get into it really deep, but they do like address that he's got to go to New York to be with his son.
They do have at the bachelor, not the engagement party for her when
the
she
older
proposed.
son.
The older son, I was like, whoa, because the last time we saw him,
older is what he is,
was playing the guitar with Joe in the bedroom. That's the last time I really remember.
Yeah, but at that time, wasn't he like 13, 14 already?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, but like now he looks significantly.
He talks just like his father.
Yeah,
It kind of looks like his father. It's very interesting. So yeah, that's kind of it for her.
The only thing
aside from the fight with like Heather about Malibu Country and.
Yeah, the only thing I had on her was Slade surprises her with a Rolls Royce because she had a BMW.
Ridiculous.
Because his justification was that he got it for her. It wasn't even truly a gift because he just goes, well, it's only a couple $100 more than what you're already paying now. Which to me is like, how much is that? Like, if let's just say she's paying a couple more. Like, now did you put her in the thousands and that's $100 more?
No, I find that hard to believe.
It's not like, I'm just like, no. I know. And here's the thing. It would have been one thing if he said, you keep paying your old payment, I'm going to cover the extra money on it. But he didn't say that. It just sounded like he went in, traded the car. It's her problem.
That's why she said
he pulled a Vicky.
She said she didn't even accept it. They asked her what happened to it, and she said, I didn't even accept it because I don't know what he was thinking. The gesture was nice.
Yeah, no. Like, what?
He's living in Lynn's world where she's still spending money and she's broke.
Yeah,
pretty much. So not happening. Especially if his son's having all these surgeries. You pray he has good insurance, but I really don't know who he has insurance with because nobody really knows what he does.
Insurance.
I don't think that would ever happen.
But insurance, who even he still has to pay child support buying a car. We can go.
That's why he just makes himself look bad because he does this stupid nonsense, Yeah. But
so we can go on to our new girl Lydia, whose storyline is kind of working for her husband's magazine, really.
I don't even know if I'd call it that because there's like 2 little snippets of when they ask Heather to be on it.
It's really just that part with Heather, and that's kind of it. She doesn't even do the magazine again.
She says she's also a jewelry designer, and
she did.
Yeah, she
was having a Peggy moment.
No, she showed the jewelry and stuff. Like she was showing it.
Like,
but I think her thing. She has 2 kids.
You know what? Usually I take down
Sebastian,
kids, husband's name. I took down nothing for her.
Oh, you're just hoping she's gone.
She is gone in season
9,
so I don't know. I just was not connecting with her, like
I know, but she did get a lot of the girls talking again. Really she got Tamara and Alexis back together. She got Heather and Alexis back together. She kind of was always trying to be like the voice of reason for like all the girls. I felt like
my only real thought was that I kind of felt bad for the fact that when she first was brought into the group that she was like getting the wrath of Alexis, because I feel like she must have just bumped into Alexis at church, spoke a few times. And now now they're like she's like
it was only like they've only known each other for like 4 months.
So really she doesn't know her like that. So it's like she ended up getting this in the beginning, this wrath, but it ended up making her look good when she was like saying, oh, I didn't even know that so and so could do this. I didn't even like, you know what I mean? It made her look good to the other girls that she was like going up against her friend.
Yeah, and what I liked about her too was that she wouldn't just side with Alexis. Like she tried to show her
it's weird though. Alexis was acting like this was like a lifelong friend in some things, but it was really Lydia who was coming out being like, no, we knew each other for like 3 or 4 months. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well I think she was going to try to play like the tying Lydia into being like, not they stole my friend, but I think kind of, and like, oh look what happened to me, how desperate my life was, I had to take medicine.
Oh, because that was Alexis's other big storyline. Yeah, was still carrying on the bullying.
She was really amplifying the bullying. Oh, it was such a big thing for her. But I mean, Lydia she was very interesting. I couldn't really figure her out because I don't really know like what she's about or what she's doing. She kind of was just there. Yeah,
she kind of had like how we were saying last season for Heather, she was just kind of there, but not just like, not, no offense to her, but not there. Like Heather made like added stuff to the season and made it better. Like, she served her purpose, like you said. She came in, she fixed the group to the best of her abilities, and that was kind of it.
Yeah,
like there really wasn't much for her to do besides that. And that's all the wives that we have. My one thing though was the trip. I think it was the bachelorette party I wrote this for, but that it was like, I feel like we said with Gretchen, by the end we could already see she was on the outs with the girls. But I feel like as soon as you don't go to a trip with one of the girls and you see all the girls out there having fun, and then we come back from commercial and see you and your husband going out to eat with dinner, Alexis, I'm looking at you, you kind of know, ooh, she's on the outs. Like, even though she did end up kind of coming together with the girls.
I think she did pretty good for being so far on the out, like, at the end of last season and stuff like that. But
yeah, as soon as I realized, if you don't go to a trip, you're out.
Yeah. And that was a tough one because that was like a big one that should have been like, but I don't know how she would have done it at that trip either, because it was more stuff that was like, you know. But you can already see the Splitsville happening with Heather, because Vicky was making fun of her, saying, "Oh, if I hear her say on her knee deep one more time," or something. Like she was doing a lot
season 9.
Yeah, getting No, that was at the.
That's season 9.
That was that was why. You're right.
You're jumping ahead, girl.
I know. It all starts to blend. After a while. It was a good season. There was a couple of little things that they happened in between there. I think Heather had a clam bake or something, and
yeah, that's with the onion rings.
Yeah, that was the onion rings.
Like I said last season 7, and even this one, this really feels like it's like Housewives rounded out. It's not just the main, you know, everybody has their own storyline. There's side plots. They went away
for the wines by wives.
Yeah, like there's side plots now within there, like, you know, like
it's a lot more like it's
fighting
not just
now.
Like, you kind of have to be paying attention, because there is one
there's
minute
Vicky and Tamara, there's Tamara and Alexis, there's Alexis
and 1 minute somebody's okay, and then the next minute they're not. Like they were okay going up into this winery, and then Vicky was like showing no interest, or like she wasn't trying the wine, and then she decided she had to leave early, and like, you know, you got Tamara throwing out like curse bombs out on the street, and it's just, you know, it was. Yeah, it's a lot. Now that they've upped it's almost like doubled. Wouldn't you say the episodes?
Yes, I think we're up at 20 episodes now. So we went from...
Yeah, I think it was like 21.
21, so it started at... The first season we watched was like 8, and then they went up a little bit. But I will say the newer seasons are only like 16, 19.
Yeah, but I think that's because of COVID. Yeah. It kind of went backwards again.
Interested to see what season 17 has, like if they're 21 with them. Because they feel like they've been filming for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're just finishing up filming now, those guys. But like I said, I'm keeping my prediction. I think Heather's off to Beverly Hills. I think she might be. I think that's where she's going. I mean, maybe they'll test her out as like a friend of at first, you know?
Yeah.
To see.
I'm just trying to think of who I think she would be friends with. Well, I guess if Maloof and her husband are together, maybe somehow they'll tie her into Kyle, because I know Adrian's friends with Kyle still too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. How
I'm sure if we probably looked in the housewife gallery of friendships, we could probably find a connection somewhere. But once again, it's kind of like, it's Heather Dubrow. Do you really need a connection?
No, I don't think so.
No, she's just kind of, oh, there's Sissy. Or here we go. I have a connection. Well, okay, so here's the only issue with this connection. I'm hearing that Heather and Tamara are on the outs right now. But what if it's Heather, and Tamara introduced her to Teddy. Teddy introduced her to Kyle, or something like that.
Could be.
It's like a, you know, like a very far connection, but it's a connection that you could still kind of make.
Yeah.
That you could get her in there.
One little funny tidbit was Lydia's mom mentioned that she is a patient of Mr. Terry Dubrow.
Oh yeah, she did. I forgot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of little things in there that, like, almost like Easter eggs, where you're like, wait, what? What did you just say?
She did when she introduced her. She's like, yeah, my mom. And I forgot that the mom that we end up seeing that's throwing the fairy dust around is that same person.
Yeah,
that's how I forgot about it too.
That's real life.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. All right, well, that is all for season 8. We'll be back next weekend with 9 and 10. We're getting pretty close to the end.
Yeah, almost there.
Yeah, 16. So,
and these are the seasons that are getting like good, and they do get
Shannon's
a little like
here.
Ooh.
Well, yeah. I think once Tamara's
Shannon's
gone,
already we'll give you a preview. Shannon's already proving to be a nutcase in her first few episodes.
Oh yeah, she's kooky.
Yeah, not right at all.
You guys can give us a 4 or a 5. A 4 if we have to improve, a 5 if you know we're going to improve. But since it's a holiday season, you should give us the gift of,
based on our intro,
5.
4 would be understandable.
Yeah, I think I would understand it.
Wouldn't like it, but I'd understand it.
And whatever it says to do, whether it says subscribe or follow, make sure you hit that button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss it.
She's scratching the back of her head.
Real aggressive though.
No, but
look at her hair standing out now.
Full
look at her
back
hair.
Of her.
Oh, sissy, her
like
hair.
She's reached the middle of her head. Come here, let me fix your hair.
And turn on the notifications. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment telling us how we can improve. Also, we have a second podcast. We talk about it all. We're going to be posting there every single Wednesday, so make sure you check it out. And this past Friday, we uploaded our opinions on the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. And next Friday, we're doing Batwoman. And every Monday, we upload our weekly podcast where we talk about what we watched throughout the week, and we spin a wheel. And she's gonna start scratching, Sissy. Oh no!
Hit the button.
No.
Oh.
See, now you said now what's left to say. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Our weekly
right.
podcast, we spin a wheel, we talk about news, and I think that is pretty much.
That's on Monday.
I think that's it. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening or watching. All right, now you can say it.
Hit the button.